This week on Steel Horse Thunder, we go to the north side of Indy to cover a ride that's hard for some people to talk about.
Part of it's just starting the conversation.
If I can make a difference with one person.
Most motorcyclists aren't very shy. Then it's off to Lucas Oil Raceway, where we honor our veterans in the Ride for the Salute.
We're all grateful for everything the military does for us here in the United States.
And so many people don't realize that sport bikes do rides like this. And I'm talking to you like you're a stranger, and obviously you're not a stranger. Anybody ever tell you look like Danica Patrick?
No.
Can you say that on TV?
Hey, we got a great morning up here on the north side of Indianapolis. We're here at the Silence the Stigma ride. Let's go talk to some people and find out what's going on today. Lisa, can you explain to us what the AFSP stands for?
Sure, it's the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and this is for the Indiana chapter.
Okay, and what is it that you guys do?
Well, we do awareness programs, education programs, advocacy programs, and survivor support programs for the state of Indiana.
The ride is about 100 miles long. It's for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Their standard is to have walks, and they have like 18, 19 walks throughout the state. And I have a love for riding. I've been doing it ever since I was in grade school, actually. So we put together the ride. It was something that I could do in honor of my son that we lost in 2006. And, you know, it was kind of my thing as opposed to something my wife Lisa's doing.
I live in west side of Indianapolis right now, but I'm originally from Florida, and I moved up here about 19 years ago. And I lost my son 5 years ago, my stepson actually, 5 years ago to suicide. And I'm just out here trying to help everybody understand the awareness of it.
Now, have you done other rides like this in the past?
I have not. This is the first ride I've heard about, actually. I've done the walks and stuff like that here in Indianapolis, but I have not been on any ride yet. But this will be my first one.
Well, you know, oddly enough, I'm in the same boat. I didn't know about the ride either, and this is what I do for a living, and I still didn't I just never put it all together until, and maybe it was because I wasn't ready for it yet either. Would you be willing to share a little bit of your own personal story?
I'm a survivor of suicide loss. I lost my son Kurt to suicide in 2006. Started the Indiana chapter of AFSP in 2007 as just a coping mechanism because there were not a lot of resources for survivors in Indiana. But Kurt was a freshman in college. He was diagnosed with depression as a freshman in high school. He was a football player and a rugby player, and out of about the 300 children teenagers, not children, that came to his funeral, only two of them, his two best friends that had been at our house and seen him take his medication every day, knew he had depression. He was my own personal Jim Carrey, so he covered it well. But he died on December 4th of 2006. Can
you explain or tell us a little bit about Nicole?
Nicole was my daughter. She was 20 years old. She died by suicide July 5th of 2010, and she was a very wonderful person who suffered from her own personal battles, and we miss her very much. We ride in her honor, we walk in her honor.
So do you guys do the walk then also, I know there's a walk taking place in September.
I'm the chairperson of the Indianapolis Walk.
So I'm assuming you're going to be there then.
I will be there.
Well, I'm out here to support the suicide prevention charity. I have some neighbors that live down the street that invited me to come out, so that's why I'm here.
Very good. So is this your first ride?
It is my first ride.
I notice this is your ride behind us here. How long have you been riding?
I've been riding now for about 5 years.
How you like it?
I love it. It's really liberating.
Well, you know, I've been a part of the walk, my wife and I, and my whole family actually. You know, we lost our oldest son to suicide back in '07, you know, after he had just turned 25 years old. So this is very near and dear to my heart. This is something that's very important, and I know after doing the walk, it made me start looking around, and then I realized you guys were already doing this ride, and you know, I wanted to come up here and introduce you guys to the Steel Horse family. because there's a lot of people out there that it's one of those hush-hush things, you just don't talk about it. People avoided us so much after everything happened because they didn't know what to say to us.
Part of it's just starting the conversation. What we're doing is starting the conversation. And if you think about it in the perspective of breast cancer or virtually any other illness, breast cancer we didn't talk about 30 to 40 years ago. You didn't say the word breast out loud, right? Now we got NFL players wearing pink and everybody's saving boobs, right? Can you say that on TV? All right, we can say boobs on TV. I mean, it's part of our normal vocabulary now, and so I hope this is the toddler stages of the conversation, but in 10, 15 years from now, depression and suicide will be a natural part of our vocabulary, and we'll be able to, I mean, I could say high blood pressure and neither one of us blink, right? So hopefully in 10 years, this becomes natural for our vocabulary, and people can seek help and stop feeling like they're ashamed, because nobody would choose to be depressed,
Right.
just like nobody would choose to have cancer. And it's treatable and suicide's preventable. We just need to be educated.
So how'd you get to know about the motorcycle ride?
Through Lisa Bratton, through AFSP. I did my first walk in September of 2010, shortly after losing my daughter, and found a home here, found a way that I could try and make a difference. And I've done the walks, I've done the rides. I just continue to do something to help somebody else where I might not. I wish that my daughter would have had the same opportunities.
Well, something I truly believe in is when we go through something, when we make it through, it enables us to get somebody else through that same thing. And I know my wife and I have been doing the same thing since 2007, since we lost our son. And I can't thank you enough for what you're doing. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to get through this because of what you're doing.
Thank you very much. I hope so. If I can make a difference with one person.
What is your take on what the ride's about?
Hopefully to make everybody aware of what their kids are thinking and going through, and trying to help them a little bit harder or a little bit more. I can't say that they can help them tremendously, to the extent of preventing it, but it's at least making them aware that there is a problem with some of these children. So.
Well, I know you guys are going to have a good ride today. I know it's kind of a somber moment. It's kind of a tough moment, but on the other hand, we think of the positive. And on the positive note is we're getting the word out there and hopefully preventing other people from going through what we're going through.
Absolutely, because it is definitely, I don't wish this on my worst enemy.
Hey, whether you're on 2 wheels or on 3 wheels, safety is always important. So let's check in with our good friend Eric Anderson for Safety Tips 101.
Welcome to Safety 101, and I'm Eric Anderson. We're located out here at the AGI Shorewood A-Bait training site, located right off of Oliver Avenue. Today we're going to talk about having a little fun on your motorcycle. Have you always liked weaving around those obstacles, practicing your maneuvering tactics? Well, today we're going to do that on the cones that are set up in this path of travel. The cones are set up at 20-foot intervals, so we're going to go around the cones using both hands on the handlebars, and then we're going to reduce down to one hand, put my left hand on the thigh, keeping my right hand on the throttle, and show you that to gain control of your motorcycle and get practice at it, just using one hand on the handlebars. And then we'll set it up a little bit differently. We'll go to a 20-foot by 8-foot offset cone weave, where you get an opportunity to turn those bars, looking down the row of cones, and practicing maneuvering your motorcycle out and around all of the cones. The key to going around the cones, first thing to remember is always look down the row of cones when you're going. Never look down on the ground. One of the things that I always tell the students that come through the A-Bait classes here is there's no money on the ground. Quit looking down there. You're not going to find anything. Keep your head and eyes up and straight ahead as you go through the row of cones. The same way when you go to the offset cones, keep your head and eyes straight ahead, looking down the row of cones, and just move the handlebars and you'll be able to maneuver the cones. Now, we'll show you how it's done.
I'm up here at Harley-Davidson of Indianapolis, and I am talking with the owner of this dealership. Can you tell me a little bit of the history about the dealership?
My husband's family started the dealership 35 years ago. At the time we had all the lines, and Harley-Davidson came to us and said, would you take us also? And we did, and certainly 35 years ago they were not what they are now. So as time went by, we dropped the other lines, and Harley-Davidson became the premier bike that we sell. So it's been 35 great years.
Now, we're doing the new segment this year, highlighting the female riders. So I'm assuming you don't just own a lot of motorcycles, you actually ride them too?
I do. I've ridden for 40 years. My father was a dealer. I started riding when I was 13. I used to teach people to ride. I used to motocross race. So I've been on a bike forever, and I love to ride. And I encourage ladies to enjoy what all the men enjoy. It is too much fun to miss out on. So women need to get on motorcycles and join the men and have a good time. It's great.
How did the stereotype ever start where only guys could ride a motorcycle and that women had to ride on the back?
I don't know. I don't know, and I appreciate the ladies that like to ride on the back, but I feel that they're missing out on a special portion of riding. I will not ride on the back of a motorcycle because I wouldn't give up how much fun it is to be in charge of my own bike and ride. So I'm working on trying to get more ladies to ride. I don't think we should miss out on the fun.
I agree 100%, and that's why we're doing this segment this year, to highlight all the female riders. My wife rides. We have a lot of friends, and it's like now, when a bunch of us couples go ride, it's like we got a ton of bikes because the husband and the wife all ride.
Yes, I agree. It is, and we've got our chapter here. We've got a lot of ladies riders, and we're just really encouraging it. Try it. We've got a great thing in the back called Jumpstart, where anybody that's never ridden can get on this motorcycle. It's on a dyno. It doesn't move. It's locked down, but you can come in here and get the feeling of riding. You shift gears. The back wheel turns, so that gives you an idea of what it's like to physically be on a motorcycle. So we encourage not only ladies, but men that have never ridden, kids, anybody. You got to be over 18, but anybody that wants a feel of a motorcycle, come see us, and we'll put you on there. I'll put you on the bike and show you how to ride.
Man, that's really cool. So I'm sure you've been riding for a long time now. I'm sure you've taken some trips and stuff like that on the bike. Do you have one that might stand out in your mind of a trip you took or an event you did or something like that?
I think for me, just a Indiana Hoosier girl, I love Brown County area. I just love to go into southern Indiana for a day, enjoy the Indianapolis or Indiana area, and that's one of my favorite places to do, and then come home from there. So I enjoy that.
Well, and I've always said that, when I first moved to Indiana, I wasn't a big fan of this state at first. Now, this has been many, many, many years ago. This is way back in the 80s. But, as soon as I got back on a motorcycle and started heading down south, my gosh, there's an awful lot of good roads down there to look for.
It's a beautiful area. We're blessed to live here. Very blessed.
Well, I thank you so much for taking time to talk with us today.
Appreciate it, and I appreciate you pushing ladies to ride. I am a total advocate, and anybody wants to try that Jumpstart, come see me. I'll get you on it, and you can try.
Okay, just for the record, I don't push ladies, okay? Let's get that real clear. I encourage them to ride, but I never push anybody.
Very good.
Cowboy, can you explain to our audience what this ride is all about?
The Ride for the Salute is in conjunction with the Indiana Blue Star Salute. The Indiana Blue Star Salute is an event set up to pay tribute to family members of our military. There are events, recognition for active duty military, veterans, retired, but the people that get left behind or, kind of sit in the shadows are their family members. You know, when a family member's deployed, you know, the family is back home on a daily basis wondering what's going on, if that family member, that loved one's going to come home. So, you know, there's a lot of stress in their lives too, so, you know, we set up events like this to show them that we understand and recognize what they're going through also.
Hey, I know you guys helped escort everybody in here on this ride. What does this ride mean for you guys?
Well, it's a representation of all the fallen officers, soldiers, firefighters, all the safety people that we've lost, friends and family.
So this is pretty important and pretty special to you guys too then?
Very important to our hearts, yes.
All right, there was a lot of rides on the Steel Horse calendar this weekend. What made you choose this one?
Well, I have been to almost all of them, and I'm a strong believer in this cause, and the Blue Star is just worth my time and effort to help children whose parents have been killed in the line of duty.
What do you like about these kind of rides?
Take care of our veterans. That's all it's for. That's all I'm for. And I'm not a vet myself, but I'll take care of all the vets that's out there. They're the ones that need the help, especially the ones that come back that's wounded. Yeah. Or the ones that don't make it back. We take care of their families.
All right, we just got here to Lucas Oil Raceway. What'd you think about the ride?
It was very nice. We started out in Martinsville, and we rode to Indy West, met up with everybody, registered, and then came here. It was very nice. A lot of bikes.
Yeah. Now, how was it with the police escort?
It was wonderful. They were great. We ran into a little riff with the fire department. They were on a run over off of Dan Jones Road, and we all handled it very well.
One thing that stood out to me is you guys are riding sport bikes, and you know, so many people don't realize that sport bikes do rides like this. Man, what brings you out to this ride?
For me, it was all about being in the military. I mean, me and my best friend Mike here, we're both in the military, and it's just a fun thing to come out and do. Like you said, it's not all Harleys. I mean, we can all have fun. We all get along. There's no rivalry between us and the V-twin bikes or anything like that. It's a lot of fun. It's just something to come out and do during a summer day.
I'm in National Guard right now, so we try to do as many rides as we can, and it's good to be able to come out and participate and see everyone who actually comes out to support us, and just the firefighters and the police and everything else. So it's a good time.
Well, I think it's really cool the way America has gotten behind the military. Whether you believe in war or not, it's not about that. It's about supporting the guys. You know, I grew up in the Vietnam era, and it wasn't that way back then. You know, those soldiers, I mean, it was literally hell for them when they came back. But man, I sure appreciate what you guys do for us, and appreciate you guys coming out on this ride.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming out and showing publicity on this and everything else. So it helps them out, and hopefully they'll be even better next year.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it is. He seems to get bigger and bigger all the time.
We'll bring more sport bikes.
Yeah,
there you go. Dude, I tell you what, my motto is it's not what you ride, it's that you ride. And that's what it's all about.
You know, anytime we can help out with any of it, we always try to. I mean, we're all grateful for everything the military does for us here in the United States, and we want them all to know that. So that's why we all get together and do this thing.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little easier to get the voice heard when you get all these motorcycles roaring.
That's very true.
Quite a bit of planning. There's one gentleman, his nickname is Cowboy. He kind of helps put all this together, calls all the different agencies. It takes several different agencies, Brownsburg, Plainfield, Hendricks County, Speedway. We all come together to help as far as the escort part of it. The other things, you'd have to talk to Cowboy. I know he puts a lot of time to do it.
Well, I know you guys put your time into this too, and we really appreciate everything you do to keep us safe out there.
I myself, now that this is my 4th or 5th year, it takes me about 12 minutes to put this together. Actually, we start back in April. You know, by the time I contact vendors, contact the police department for the ride, arrange for the Huey to come out. But we are also this year doing this in conjunction with Slamology, which I understand this is their 10th year custom car, truck, and motorcycle show. Just to add a little bit more variety, give the families something to do, something to interact with people outside of their norm, and also bring recognition to people that are not affiliated or recognized military families on a daily basis. Let them interact. Let for lack of a better phrase, let the general population talk to the people that have loved ones in harm's way.
We're here for the silence of the stigma.
La la la. Hold on, I broke the camera. You need to fix that.
We were able to come to some pretty.
My name is Mickey Mouse.
Well, we just got back here to Lucas Oil Raceway. To begin with, what a ride from. We're here. Hey, anybody out there got some toilet paper? Little help? Hey, don't let them leave without me. But seriously, anybody got toilet paper out there?